This is 007 2.0, and this is episode 2 of Are We Alone? Now, that's a question we've been asking ourselves for generations. Are we the only intelligent life in the galaxy? Now, if we are, well, I kind of think that'd be an awful waste of space. Like, well, why do we have all that vast space, galaxies, solar systems, millions and millions of planets and stars, and we're the only life out there? That's kind of hard to believe. But looking at some proof here, looking at some of these sightings that have been captured, truly, can you really believe that we're alone? Like, how do you explain this? How do you explain these pictures? I saw a few months ago on Global News, and the title was "We Are Not Alone." And I was just like, what? You know, wait till the commercial's done, get back to the news broadcast, see what they're talking about. And the Pentagon unleashed photos and a statement saying that there's a lot of UFOs that cannot be explained. And I was shocked. I couldn't believe my ears. I'm just like, for the longest time, I always felt that the government was covering something up or not letting us know what's going on and telling us that, oh no, that's not a UFO crash, that's a weather balloon, and no, that's just, something else. But when I saw this news broadcast, I was just like, wow. And seeing these official photos from the Pentagon, taken from the military, whether it's the Navy or from the Air Force, of, sightings. And I'm asking myself, well, what's going on here? What possibly could be happening that the government is now coming out and saying that, there's UFOs they can't explain, and the possibility that we're not alone? Now, I don't know. I just hope that, if we're not alone, and who's ever monitoring us or visiting us, not hostile, because I know that we don't have that kind of technology to even defend ourselves against an alien race from another dimension or galaxy or whatever. Obviously, their technology would be thousands and thousands and thousands of years more advanced than us. So, truly, if we're not alone, let's hope that the ones that are coming around here are friendly. Now, I have a bunch of different theories about aliens and extraterrestrial life. One of my little theories, I don't know if it makes any sense, but I'll let you know anyways. I believe, our planet's been around for millions of years. And I believe that our planet has started over many times, whether it was an earthquake or an ice age or a meteor hitting the planet, where the original inhabitants or the original humanoids living on the planet, thousands and thousands, millions of years ago, that might have had more superior technology than we have now, had to leave the planet. They had to go colonize another planet. They had to find another planet to live because something was coming that they couldn't stop, and they had to take off. And I believe these same inhabitants are the aliens, or what we call aliens, that are coming back, monitoring what's going on with the planet today. I believe, those gray aliens, the little gray ones you see with the big head, the big huge eyes, little ears, no nose, small mouth. I believe they were humanoids that lived on the planet before, that had to go, take off, move to another planet because of whatever reasons, and over the course of thousands and millions of years of evolution, they look the way they look. They might have looked pretty close to us before. As you can see, they're humanoid. They have 2 arms, 2 legs, fingers, head, eyes, ears, mouth. But, because of the environment they're living in now, or over the course of 1,000, whatever, how long, obviously they're going to change. They say we only use a certain percentage of our brain. Now, over a course of evolution, these guys have learned the ability to communicate telepathically. So when you see those pictures of the gray aliens and you see them with little tiny mouths, well, they don't really speak much anymore. They communicate, mind to mind, telepathically, however you want to say it. And also, maybe the planet they live on right now, they don't have the ability to grow solid foods or anything like that. So their basic nutrition might be a liquid that has all the basics, everything you need, the vitamins, amino acids, everything that you need to sustain life, but they don't eat it. They drink it, which would cause their mouth to be small. Ears would probably get a lot smaller because, as they say, they're not speaking vocally, they're communicating telepathically. Their eyes would be the really one big thing that they use and would probably get bigger because that's the real only other sense that they might have had before that they use a lot more than they did before. Like, when somebody becomes blind, their hearing becomes a lot better. Or somebody's deaf, they see things a lot better. Everything is, enhances a bit. So, and they're small, little, tiny bodies. Well, if you're flying around in spaceships all day long, or living on a spaceship, or living on a planet where maybe the force of gravity is a lot smaller than the force of gravity that we have here, your bodies would probably tend to become a lot smaller in size because, it's less force to walk and move around. So, our gravity on Earth would probably be a lot stronger. That's why, we tend to be a lot bigger, heavier. But, maybe they don't even have a planet. Maybe they all live in huge, ginormous motherships in space. But that's just one of my theories of aliens that come and visit us. They're looking, they're monitoring, they're seeing the mistakes maybe they might have made back in the past, billions or millions of years ago, and see how we're destroying our planet the same way they maybe did. And realizing that, space is huge, but to find an M-class planet, a planet that can sustain life like Earth, I'm sure there's tons of planets out there like that, but you have to be in the perfect distance away from the sun. And we are, I believe, like the perfect distance. We have winter, we have summer, we have a cold side, hot side. It's not like the closer we are to the sun, the hotter we're going to be. Further away from the sun, the colder we're going to be, so on and so forth. And these guys are coming around. Maybe they're already talking to our government. Maybe they're warning us. Maybe they're saying, listen, the way you're going right now, the planet is dying. All the fossil fuels were burning up into the atmosphere. All the natural resources were sucking and killing, bone dry. Like, for instance, oil. We drill for oil, on land, in the ocean. But really, what is the purpose of oil? Like, obviously, we need it to fuel and to operate our machinery and cars and planes and everything like that. But if we didn't have that, like, oil is in the ground. There's got to be a reason for oil to be there. It must have some kind of purpose for, the function of the world, the Earth, how it moves, how it spins, how it regenerates itself. What is the real purpose of the fossil fuels we're, consuming? That's a question I'd like to ask. But we'll talk a little bit more on my next show. This is 007 2.0 saying, I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll talk again.